2 men who dead while aflame tore via a opulence 5-star inn on the shores of Loch Lomond include been mentioned. Simon Midgley and Richard Dyson, believed to be of London, were stay at Mr. Cameron Building Inn while the shine ruined out on Monday night. Police force include not affirmed the sameness of such who dead, but loved ones include pay homage on public print. The inn's CEO has praised the actions of the disaster services in prevent future tragic. Fire service who driven a pair and their infant to security of an top story include been vaunted as heroes. Andrew and Louise Logan, and their son Jimmy, of Worcestershire, were undertaken to clinic following creature driven to security, but were after unloaded. More than rather than 200 guests were vacuumized of the house while the shine ruined of. A collaborative inquiry in the reason of the flame is by path. Public print posts offered how Mr. Midgley and Mr. Dyson were on a winter breakdown in Scotland. A position on Mr. Midgley's Instagram expense on Sunday showed pictures of Mr. Cameron Building Inn and told, household for the weekend. Loved ones include been reflecting their upheaval at news story of the pair's deaths. Mr. Midgley's sibling located a image of her sibling and his affiliate on Facebook. Time else family member wrote, "I'm for broken-hearted." Onto his Facebook web page, Mr. Midgley was an independent reporter at the London Night Norm and ran his own PR business. Time Mr. Dyson is believed to be a TV manufacturer. Police force and fire service remained at the stage on Tuesday night, in the scope of the harm proper more than obvious. In a new declaration, Mr. Cameron Building's CEO, Andy Roger, praised the really rapid actions of the disaster services. He told, all related in Mr. Cameron Building Inn is yet upcoming to regulation in the events of day yesterday, and we are all extremely deliberate how 2 human beings tragically lose their lives in the flame. Their families and friends are primarily in our thoughts as we company operate completely in the inquiry teams to try to set the occasion nearby the horrible occurrence. Same disaster services were on the stage length in the overnight, and I cannot commend their efforts very quite. They are real heroes. The firemen earning out a pair and their youthful kid by stairway of a other floor chamber was a cardiac stopping time for all such who observed it. We're as well tremendously thankful for the lot giving of pragmatic supporting and nice wishes of the UK Welcome production and as well of the regional society that has rallied about to assist. He's been a derogatory expertise, but we are a little, tightly knit society on Loch Lomond and a answer love how is common of our lot friends and neighbours. Mr. Roger told the inn had done institutional arrangement for the extensive most of the guests to journey household or go on in there crushed, and he thanked them for their forbearance and nice alcohol. He as well pay homage to the personnel at Mr. Cameron Building who he told had shown an huge extent of thoroughness and collaboration through the recent 2 days. Regional human beings include been talk of their upheaval and sorrow at which happened at the inn. Else added, he's completely terrible. I believe the regional society very feels he. Venerable Ian Milling, machine operator, a retired secretary who lives local and was named in to propose guests supporting in the ramifications of the flame, told such struck bring down in 2 groups. Down there were such in the party bedrooms that weren't very affected and they fair implemented they had escaped thing horrible, he told. Yet for such in the major house later down there were degrees of injury. Several had escaped in practically anything. A man came out in his lingerie. Else female said me she fair grasped her infant changing bag and excited of. Apparently, sorrowfully, down there is the die inquiry due to the loss of life how occurred, down there is the descent and reason inquiry that is creation how the flame begun and distribution through the characteristic. It is as well potential down there will be an inquiry to set if the flame caution measures were appropriate and managed as they should. Mr. Cameron Building, an 18th age house, was transformed in a opulence inn and refuge in 1986. It is a famous marriage location and houses the Michelin-starred Martin Wishart at Loch Lomond small restaurant.